News just coming in. Union Health Minister JP Nadda has broken his silence on the ongoing standoff between the Union Health Ministry and the Parliamentary panel on tobacco. Speaking to Headlines today, JP Nadda said that his government's stand on tobacco is clear.
Sir, there's an issue about the increasing the size of pictorial warning on cigarettes and other tobacco products. What do you have to say on that?
You see, Health Ministry had gone ahead in the month of October and come forward for increasing the pictorial warning, but now the matter is with the subordinate legislative committee of Honourable Parliament. They are deliberating on it. We have put forth our views and we have been consistent in our view. They are deliberating. They want some time. That time has been given. As and when the deliberation is over, the recommendations are going to come, and on the merit of the case, the Health Ministry is going to decide. But one thing I would like to assure, that Health Ministry believes in multi-pronged strategy to be adopted to see to it that the consumption of tobacco is reduced to the maximum.
So there's a serious conflict of interest in the parliamentary panel. What do you have to say on this? Will the party ask those members with conflict of interest to step down from the panel?
See, the committee is nominated by the Honourable Parliament. They have to take care. It is not appointed by the Health Ministry. But Health Ministry and me individually also do not subscribe to their view.
But sir, there's also one last question. There's also this statements made by these people with vested interest. One of your MP Shamacharan Gupta from Allahabad saying that they have these cancer and tobacco are not linked together and there's no Indian. Will you try to reach out to them and try to educate them on this matter?
Certainly, I will try to make them also aware. But I do not subscribe. I individually also, and the Health Ministry does not subscribe to the views.
This was Health Minister JP Nadda with camera person Nikhil in Bangalore, Brijesh Pandey for Headlines Today.
All right, and our Deputy Editor Brijesh Pandey, who got us that exclusive statement from Union Health Minister JP Nadda, is also with us live this evening from Bangalore. Brijesh, what we're basically seeing is that JP Nadda trying to distance himself from the statement put out by the parliamentary panel. Would you also say that he's passing the buck to the Parliamentary Affairs Ministry, saying that he had nothing to do with the appointment of the panel?
Well, you know, in one way he's right, but the whole episode is so embarrassing that, you know, that he has no other option but as a health minister to distance himself from the point of view which has been elucidated by the Allahabad MP Shamacharan Gupta. And apart from that, what we've also got to know from our sources is that the Prime Minister has taken a dim view of the whole situation. He is averse of the kind of stand and the conflict of interest which has been taken by these MPs and the kind of statement that has been uttered. And most likely Parliamentary Affairs Minister Venkaiah Naidu might get in touch with these members of parliaments who are from Bharatiya Janata Party and have a serious conflict of interest vis-a-vis the panel which they form. Then he will talk to them and try to persuade them to themselves, leave the parliamentary panel. Simi?
Brijesh, thanks so much for that update. Brijesh Pandey, our Deputy Editor, getting us an exclusive interview with the Union Health Minister JP Nadda as well, where he said that his ministry's stand is clear. They will ensure that consumption of tobacco is reduced. He's also saying that as far as the appointment of the panel is concerned, which is looking at tobacco regulations, he said he has nothing to do with it and he will get in touch with the Parliamentary Affairs Minister and try to resolve this conflict of interest. Latest on the standoff between the government and a parliamentary panel on the size of pictorial warnings on cigarette packs. Prime Minister Modi has reportedly asked Health Minister JP Nadda to go ahead with enforcing larger pictorial warnings. Sources say Prime Minister Modi has instructed Nadda to not pay heed to advice from MPs and ministers who may have a conflict of interest. Modi has reportedly asked for pictorial warnings covering 60% of the pack. Union Health Minister JP Nadda had earlier said that his ministry would proactively work towards spreading awareness about the harmful effects of tobacco. And more breaking news coming in. Prime Minister Modi has reportedly told Union Minister Venkaiah Naidu to identify MPs on various panels who may have any conflict of interest, and he's asked him to withdraw their nominations. All the background of these MPs will be scrutinized and other appointments will be made. Let's get a word from our Deputy Editor Brijesh Pandey, who's with us live this evening from Bangalore. Brijesh, the government effectively has been left red-faced after those statements by BJP MPs who said that tobacco consumption was good for digestion. Basically, the panel recommending extensive use of tobacco?
Well, it was an extremely embarrassing situation for the BJP. See, on one hand, there's a national executive which is going on, and to have the whole of national executive issue being hijacked by these irresponsible statements, which says that tobacco is not linked to cancer, and even going on to say whether you can are you going to stop drinking sugarcane juice or stop eating rice and various other things. It clearly embarrassed the government, and the government had no option but to retaliate in this kind. And what we have been told by our sources within the BJP is that immediately Health Minister JP Nadda and couple of other senior ministers swung in action. They spoke to these member of parliaments, and as Health Minister JP Nadda just said in an interview to me that he do not endorse these kind of views at all, and there are established scientific studies which very clearly says that that tobacco causes cancer. And apart from that, when I asked him specifically that will you try and go reach out to them and make an effort to educate them, he said certainly he would love to reach out to them and try to make them aware and educate them about these issues, because there is a serious conflict of interest. Because Shama Charan Gupta, who is a member of parliament from Allahabad, is a known BD magnate, a Sham BD, and he has been a BD magnate, and imagine him being on a parliamentary panel which is going to decide the fate of whether tobacco is linked to cancer or not. I mean, nothing can get more absurd than this. Simi?
Absolutely, and Prime Minister Modi are looking at stemming the root of this problem, asking for Parliamentary Affairs Minister Venkaiah Naidu to scrutinize individuals for conflict of interest for all panels of the Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Brajesh, thanks so much for that update. We're going to keep coming back to you for more.